Today is May 20th. The Yankees lost the first game in Arlington, then went on to win the next three, shutting out the Rangers in the final two. Corey Kluber threw a no-hitter. Rougned Odor had a child. Let's talk Yanks. Let's talk Yanks.
Talking Yanks with old JOMBOY. JOMBOY Jake. Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, steaming hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talkin' Yanks. Talking Yanks with old JOMBOY. JOMBOY Jake. Talking Yanks with old JOMBOY. JOMBOY Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' Yanks, episode number 604. Thank you very much for joining us, hanging out with us for a little bit as we discuss the series that was in Arlington. It's brought to you by DraftKings. My name is Jimmy. His name is Jake. We have producer BBD in the corner. How are you doing, young Jake?
James, big, beautiful baby David, everyone in the office.
Everyone in the
Today?
office.
I mean, we had Eric, Dan, Sam, Kyle, Chris. We had a bubble mess. Oh, my God. Go check out JOMBOY Media if you don't know what we're talking about. Our sink attacked us today, so that was kind of scary. Our sink attacked us with bubbles.
The people in the apartment above us were just, they used a lot of soap.
Too much
Our maintenance
soap.
man said that people above you just must have used a lot of soap.
Too much soap was the answer from the guy that came to solve the problem.
He did
So-
fix it, so maybe he's right.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, the last thing we do when we leave the office today, we'll see if our sink fights us with soap.
You know what? Real quick before we get in everything, we'll do this. Boobach, here are the deets.
Ooh.
No one was running the sink. We walked into the kitchen. The sink was completely flooded with soap, bubble, water, and then the floor had leaked down in front of the sink onto the floor, about 7 feet long, 2 feet wide puddle of soapy water. We did not run the sink. We cleaned it up. It happened again. So Boobach, let us know what's going on.
Yeah, the thing about it is the first two times it happened, it seemed to be based on nothing. So
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
not confident it's over.
We don't have all the facts.
That's-
Smells really good in the
and,
kitchen.
Yeah.
Zach was also here. I don't think he was
Shout
in
out to
that
Zach.
list.
He won Employee of the Month, though, on Weekly Dumb. So, whatever.
Jake, we got a 4-game
Jim,
set. These
Jim, no,
episodes run long.
no.
Yeah.
I got to ask you something.
Yeah.
How are you doing? You really wanted to win this game. This was your biggest want-to-win of the season so far, and the Yankees won it.
I did. They needed
Yeah.
to. They needed to win this game. They needed to deploy the good bullpen and have a good game because a split with the Rangers wouldn't, not really, but negate the no-hitter. Like the Yankees aren't in a position to celebrate no-hitters like the Mariners or the Tigers are,
Yeah.
or the Orioles.
Right.
Who cares? You got to win games and win series. So now we can celebrate the no-hitter for what it's worth because they also won the series. Otherwise, I would have been like, well, who cares? They didn't even win the series. And they needed to win the series. And now the road trip looks really good. 5-2?
It's a really good roll.
No, that can't be right.
Yeah, 5-2.
7 games?
4-gamer
Yeah.
and a 3-gamer.
5-2 road trip is great. It's a great road trip. I love it. They got a real tough series coming at home now. But, yeah, they needed to win this game. And we needed a podcast day win, if we're all being honest.
DVD.
I think it was a 10-game road trip, 7-3. Rays before.
Oh, the Rays before that. And we won that series? Yeah.
Won
Yeah.
the first two, lost the last one. The formula.
7-3 road trip?
7-3 road trip.
That's great.
What's better, 7-3 or 5-2?
5-2. Less losses.
It's a 5-2 and a 7-3 road trip.
It's both of them. Also a 3-1 at the end there.
That's good.
Really good road trip by the Yankees. Any way you cut it. Any way you slice it. They did really well. The pitching's been great. The hitting still isn't amazing. And the
No.
injuries and the lineups have been still suspect.
You suspect.
I mean, Glaber came back from not being injured nor sick, so that's great.
Yeah.
Rugi comes back, plays one game, then goes on the paternity list, then comes back again. Lamar starts back-to-back games then pulls a hamstring and he's out.
Yeah.
Clint's out because he's got a stiff neck or neck stuff. He's getting that checked out. Andujar's the starting left fielder.
Yeah.
Higgy and Gary are splitting time, and Gary's inching back to grabbing more games. I don't know I think Higgy right now is just Kluber and Cole, and that's all. I don't know. So it's just a lot of moving parts. Stanton, they said that he'll be back as soon as he's able to be back, which is kind of soon because they can backdate. He didn't play any games in Baltimore, right? So they're 7 days.
He's going to miss the White Sox series, we think.
I believe his first day eligible to return is Monday. Yankees are off Monday. They're targeting the Tuesday return.
So he's going to miss the White Sox series. Because if it's 10-day IL, 7 days from the Orioles and the 4 in Texas. Okay. So he could come back Monday if they were to have a game Monday. Yeah. What's other? Voit comes back. He gets his first home run.
Yeah, that's exciting. Lukey Dookie looking to get back in rhythm. Albert Abreu was up for a game this series, and then he was sent down. Classic. Rugi missed today, becoming a father. Mike Ford getting starts. Ryan Lamar starts and then hurt. Yeah, so there's a lot going on. I mean, these 4-gamers. There's times when we talk about 3-game sets.
And this is in a 4-game set.
And we talk about how long ago the first game felt. This is a 4-game set. That's one more game, Jim.
Well, let's just get right into it then.
Okay.
Let's burn the first game because that was the only loser, right? And then we'll get into the winners after that. This first burn is brought to you by Cushy Dreams because Jake's going to burn a little Kush himself. They specialize in high-quality smokable CBD, which has been shown to help with your anxiety, which Higgy said he had a lot of anxiety while he was catching Kluber's no-hitter.
Yeah.
Said he was stressed out. Should have taken him into the clubhouse, gave him one of these Cushy Dreams pre-rolled joints. Said, calm down. Kluber's good. You're great.
Yeah.
It's cannabis that ships discreetly to you, directly to all 50 states. They offer indica and sativa strains like relax, create, hustle, peace, energy, and dream. So you can smoke your CBD. Go to cushydreams.com, Kushy. At checkout, use promo code YANKS for 20% off your next order. Smoke your CBD with promo code YANKS for 20% off today. Burn it up, Jake. On your mark.
Should we send Higgy like a little gift basket, like our new shirt, the Kluber shirt we made? That's pretty cool, and we'll send some Cushy, so we'll be like, hey, dude, heard you were kind of bugging.
And some Hershey Kisses so he knows that it's fresh.
Those are your indicator of freshness.
Yeah, because it's summer.
Because I think those...
If they come melted, he's going to be like, this is a stale package.
Or it's just hot, like...
Yeah. But it's to prove, like,
But there's Hershey Kisses in there.
Yes.
And we put an indicator on the box.
Fresh Hershey Kisses.
If these are melted...
Yeah. To prove that we just walked 2 blocks, dropped it off. Hand-to-hand service is lost on the community.
The shirt's really cool if you guys haven't seen it, but we'll get there. There.
Okay, on your mark.
Ho!
On your set. Burn, Jakey, burn.
Whee! We're doing the Texas 2-step ×2 as the Yanks are playing 4 in Dallas. Used to live down there, Jim. A lot of dates who had a bad time. Jordan Lyles tries to prove he's the truth versus Garrett Swole as he continues to have a big year for the Yanks. In the first, isn't he lovely? Isn't he wonderful? Gio Urshela RBI single, 1-0 Yanks. But after that, it looked like Garrett Cole instead of Garrett Cole.
Not fresh Cole.
Rangers would give him a high five because they scored 5 runs.
Awesome.
King Louis Linwood returns to the homer column, but this game Cole to Abreu, wow. And it'd be sad, a loss on a Cole game. 5-2, Texas wins?
Ew. Cole is getting rocked in this game.
Yeah, it was one of those, I normally hate this come playoff season. Because the first playoff game when a pitcher gets hit, everyone goes, oh, we're tipping. Like, Cole had looked so good, and then to look like that, it ran through my head. I was like, do they got some on Garrett? Because he just didn't look.
I'm
didn't
into
look
it.
great.
I
Yeah.
mean, I don't think it was something obvious or any cheating, but it seemed like some of the hitters were really just ready for that fastball. He
yeah.
also wasn't locating great,
Yeah.
but sometimes he doesn't locate great and he just blows it by people. So it was kind of, and they gave him a 1-0 lead to start, and just a Cole stinker. He's allowed to have that, Jake.
Yeah.
He was due.
We talked about this game already on like the midweek episode.
Yeah.
So I was just gonna say something, and I was like, wait, we already said this on the midweek episode. So I'm gonna. Luke Voigt hits his first home run. They go to Abreu with the 3-run loss when they were trying to go Cole pitch by pitch. That was kind of odd, but
That was odd.
yeah, BBD tweeted it, and I was like, that is odd. If you're gonna take Cole out after one base runner and a 3-run lead, after throwing him back out there, it seems like you care about the score, but then you're just going to roll Albert Abreu out there because you know he's going to get sent back down because Rugi's coming back. So it's like, what do you prioritize? But we did this conversation.
We did this, and shout out to Albert Abreu. Looked pretty good in this one. 3 innings, no hits. He gives up the runner Cole let on that inning. But he looked good, man. Pumps a hunch. Nice slider. Good changeup. And he's been training to pitch.
For a while now. He'd probably tell you his whole life, but there's a little bit like, up until
First
6 years
couple
old.
years,
Yeah.
you don't know.
No, you don't know.
You want to be a hitter.
Probably really cuts in at like 10, maybe. He's like training, but we'll allow him to say that. Let's go to game 2 because this is kind of an interesting one. We haven't talked about it yet. Are you ready for this?
I think so.
Okay, on your mark, on your sets, and burn, Jakey, burn.
Jameson tries to sink his talons. It's Tyone, asshole! Versus Mike Fultonevich. Nick Solak is so whack with that RBI single. Adolis looks like an Adonis with a 2 RBI single of his own. It's 3-0 Rangers, Jim, in this one. But these Yankees are built different. We love this lineup from the start. Geodude, rock hard, RBI double. El Kraken, double your pleasure, double your fun. He has the same. It's 2-3. Miguel Andujar, this was the most fun inning of the season. He gets the big ribby single. Ryan Lamar is working walks to set up DJ LeMahieu, double down the light to right another hit for DJ. So whack homers again kind of ruins Tyone's day. Not a great start, 4.1, 4 earned runs, but the bullpen, holy smokes, 4.2 shutty from the boys, while DJ adds another sack fly insurance run, and Gio, the God, gets another ribeye steak of his own. Yankees win this one 7-4, man.
You went all out. You exhausted? Do you have any breath left? No, he's breathless. Okay. So in this game, the Yankees put out a lineup that we thought was ridiculous,
Yeah.
and I didn't like it.
2 guys that should not have been starting.
Yeah, no need. But I guess not. Well, still no. Ford is still I don't get, but he had 2 hits, so good for him. Guardy in the 2-hole, just wild. But Odor comes back, makes a difference. It turns a double play, amazing double play, really nice snag. Then they put him in the perfect shift to catch that Gallo ball, which was nuts. Tyone doesn't have it. 4.1, 6 hits, 4 earned. Not great out of him. 2 walks. He doesn't seem to be sharp with his fastball command.
Yeah, man, and it's kind of been his pitch all year is the fastball. All the Tyone starts where he looked good. He was pumping that heater, 94. Looks like it has rise, as they say, at the top of the zone. The other stuff hasn't looked too good recently, and I don't know if it's the fastball being bad, but I don't think the hitters are too afraid of anything Tyone's off speed right now. So we'll see how that develops. It's the Tyone Kluber pendulum has done a pretty big flip. But, yeah, not great by JMO, but, one of the stories of this year, the bullpen. I mean, they only gave up 1 hit and 1 walk through 4.2. So, kept the Yankees in it. And, man, that 4th inning was so fun.
Well, especially because that was right after Tyone gave up the runs to go down 3-0, and you're like, this lineup, what? And then that part of the lineup comes through.
A really good punch back. And 5 runs, was that their biggest inning of the season or their biggest inning without a homer? I forget there was a way to phrase it. Just going around the interstate, but
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. The Yankees offense hasn't been super electric this year. I think 5's a big number for them, however you slice it. And it's a big number in any inning, really. But it was fun. I mean, it was the small ball. Drunkle Jake starts yelling, these guys are finally figuring it out. No, they strung together at bats that it was really cool by the time it got to Ryan Lamar. Like, you're a little nervous because you're like, new guy, but, a guy that's not known to be a great hitter, put up a hell of a bat himself. And he worked a walk, like he earned a walk, battled. And once he got it to DJ, and DJ, lands his double.
Classic DJ down the right field line. I liked that.
Seeing some good signs from DJ. He got that one. He barreled another ball that was to the warning track, but it had the good, pop to it, which we kind of haven't seen too much from DJ, but
there were some good base hits by the Yankees this series. I mean, they string together a ton.
Yeah.
Not a lot of home runs. How about Walty getting in the Walty? I called him because it's
Wandy Peralta. Walty.
Peralt and Wand, so I called him Walty.
Yeah.
Walty going, he gets Low Gallo Adolis in that game, 2-run lead. Or no, 1-run lead when he came in, bottom 5. He's part of the crew, guys. Then they start him the next inning to get Dahl, the lefty. They flip it to Laza. He goes 1.2. Then they go Chad to Chapman. So, they traded for Wandy. They're using him in high leverage or bigger situations. He's not a slop guy.
And, man, it's going to be really interesting to see how things develop because 1 through 7 in the Yankees bullpen right now, Chapman, Loizaga, Chad, not Wilson. Chapman, Loizaga, Chad, Sessa, Peralta, Litke. I mean, even if you take Sessa out, we know the Yankees like him, but not as a leverage guy. There's 5 pitchers. The Yankees like pitching in a tied game or a 1-run lead right now. So that's pretty wild that, Sessa, Wilson, and King are the odd men out right now. Wilson performance, King being young, and Sessa
King just
being the same guy
stretched
for
out as well.
2 years. Yeah.
It's pretty good. All right, let's move on to Game 3. Oh, my God. Did something crazy happen in this one? On your mark.
Smokes.
Get on your sets. And now it's time for you to burn.
Game 3, Rangers hosting the Yankees. The Klubot. Corey Kluber takes the mound, trying to continue his good start to the season. And the Rangers try to find the yin to their yang with Hyun Jung on the bump for them. Kluber looked like 3 Marlenas type of good early. Calhoun, Solak, Garcia all strike out in the first couple innings. Dansby Swanson doppelganger Charlie Culberson draws a 4-pitch walk in the third. Seems like an odd thing to mention. In the 6th, speaking of doppelgangers, Tyler the Creator Wade creates an earthquake with his RBI triple, scoring tonight's catcher Higgy Smalls. Fellow robot DJ LeMahieu sack fly to give an insurance run to ID code 8176453, a.k.a. Corey Kluber. We're no hit into the 8th. I'm so gallo, baby. Joey grounds out. Chris Davis is out. Kiner Falefo, 1 - no hits into the 9th. Buckle up. Charlie Sheen Culberson with the major league ground out. David gets Dahl of that one, but Wade makes a nice snagging right. Willie Jim Calhoun is husky, but my dog, it is not your night. Kluber does Texas, 9 innings pitched, 9 Ks, 1 walk, and after a couple seasons of rehab, Corey says no, 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 as he no-hits the Rangers in Arlington. Yankees win on an almost perfect day, 2-0 pinstripes.
Ooh, you had a lot going on in that one. Calhoun reference, Huskies, dogs. I caught that one.
Amy Winehouse.
I caught that one.
Yeah,
Tell me another one.
that's a big one.
Tell me another one of them.
I'm so hollow, baby. I'm so gallow, baby.
What's I'm so hollow, baby?
I'm so hollow, baby. I'm so.
I don't know that one.
Good song. You know that song. Tyler, the Creator, Earthquake. That was one of his hit songs. That one's for the kids. 1, 2, looked like 3 Marlenas early. Sang Calhoun, Solak, Garcia in their voice. Tyler Wade Doppelganger stuff.
What's the Marlenas?
It's a song. Gotta be someone we can trust out here among us. 1, 2, 3 Marlenas.
I don't know that one.
It's a classic. Rest in peace, Amy.
Kluber no hitter.
Yes.
Seems like he might be getting an award though.
Did you see this?
Offensively, since I guess we'll talk about that. Bad.
Yeah.
Yanks only had 4 hits,
5 double plays.
5 double plays.
Impressively bad.
Andujar into 2 double plays. Wade 1, and Voit hit into 1. You said there's 5 though.
5 double plays. I
got 4 on my sheet. And
well,
they turned this pitcher Yang, just like Lyles, into good pitchers when they haven't been this season, this far. Like Yang pitched into the 6th inning, and hadn't thrown that many pitches at all.
Voit double play, Andujar double play, Andujar double play. Gardy lined into double play. Torres out at short. Tyler Wade double play. That's right. I was surprised to see that, but it was like perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's like we've said this after a couple series now, and I do think it's a thing going around the league a little bit, but yeah, I mean 3 of the games this series the Yankees scored 2 runs. And they won 2 out of those 3.
Offenses are down, the lineup is weird, all that stuff. Judge DHs, he DH'd twice in a row. Then he got the day off, but he did pinch hit. I think they're just being extra careful because the personnel they have with Stanton out, it's like, well, why don't we just DH Judge and give him some extra rest then? He can still hit.
And they had won the road trip up until that point. We've seen them, that's clearly a goal for them. I feel like their getaway days when they win a road trip, watch out. But, hey, Tyler Wade, another guy that I think we'll be talking about later, but he comes in the game for Ryan Lamar after Lamar pulls his hammy running down first base, makes some really nice plays in right field. And then he scores the next batter after his triple, scoring Higgy on a sac fly by DJ. So, pretty
Kluber no hitter.
Pretty cool, man. It's really cool for Corey. And I guess
On his bobblehead night.
on his assorted bobblehead night.
Rangers just giving out all the bobbleheads from all the players that aren't Rangers anymore
Classic.
because the season got canceled, and they were like, well, we got all these damn bobbleheads.
Here's the garbage.
It's like Lance
on
Lynn.
it.
There's Lance Lynn bobbleheads and Kluber.
I think there's a Mike Minor.
Yeah, it was all the pitchers that
Yeah,
they were supposed to have and then left.
pretty nuts.
Pretty wild. All right, let's move on to Game 4. And then we can get into some awards. And yeah, I was really worried about them not winning Game 4 because the energy's there.
Right.
Kluber no hits them. It feels like, wow, they've won the series no matter what. And it's like, wait, hold on. We got to actually win the series.
Day game after night game stuff.
Akin to when U.S. beat the Russians, but then they had to beat Sweden in the gold medal game. Herb Brooks walked into the locker room and said, you lose this game, you take it to your grave.
Well,
Took 2 steps out of the locker room, turned around and said, you fucking grave. It's like that minus 1,000,000% intensity and realness to it.
and I mean, Talkin Yanks curse was on the line. I said we'd do a lot of stuff this week to try to break the curse. We didn't, but I think Corey Kluber did it. I think he broke the curse.
What are you talking about? Kluber has his own curveball, right? The Klue ball.
Clue ball.
I invented a pitch.
Yeah.
He throws a no-hitter.
Oh, that's completely unrelated.
No.
His no-hitter broke the curse. You're completely out of the situation.
No.
You're not involved at all.
I invented a pitch,
You're
which helps.
completely
Yeah.
outside of it.
A
Irrelevant.
lot of people DM'd me.
Who did? And what'd they say?
People Magazine.
That's twice you've used. People Magazine joke today. Like in the last 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's a good joke.
Okay.
It's a good joke.
Game 4 on your marks to get burned. Did you even know? Did you watch?
Domingo on Jueves. Herman versus Dane. Doubt you have a good day, Dunning. D-jokes. And we would be in store for a little getaway day pitchers duel. It's 0-0 headed into the 7th. But how?
How?
Please come run into my arms. It's okay, don't be alarmed. I love you, Gio. We have the same birthday. The judge orders you to the same court order from yesterday. RBI single from the big fella. How about 7 Chuddy from Mingo? To Chad, to Chappie. Yankees win 2-0, just like yesterday, and take 3 out of 4 from the Rangers. Oh, RBI single by Urshela before that.
Oh. You did the RBI single.
Not by Urshela. I didn't announce what he did.
Oh, okay. But you sang the
You just
his song.
did the song.
Yeah.
You said, I love you. We have the same birthday.
Yeah.
People figured it out.
Well, no, sometimes you got to disconnect the burns.
Can I ask a question? Is that how you wrote it?
Wait.
Wait.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
DVD.
Okay.
You have to be given permission to ask the question. If you're going
just
to offer,
consulted each other.
if you're going to say, "Can I ask the question?" You got to pause it until
Okay.
we say yes or no.
I was
Yes.
pleased
Is that how you wrote it?
to answer it. It's how it's written on the sheet. Originally, the RBI single was after the Gio part because Judge orders the same thing. So when I was going through that part, I was like, I swear I had something there. And then it's written right at the end. So I must have started. I must have hit the enter button at some point around here, wrote the rest of it, and then that went down there. Because that should have been after
Yeah,
that.
accidentally hit the
Yeah.
pad thing.
Enter,
And
a tab button.
Yeah, he made a mistake.
No.
Yeah.
There is no such thing as mistakes.
How come
There
you
are
didn't-
only
how come-
beautiful accidents.
How come you didn't use, oh, you're a king, I'm a judge. I order you to be step down from your reign.
Kings and judges didn't interact as much as you think. Yeah, I know. It's tough for me to tell you that.
The king was the judge.
Exactly, dude.
The king was the judge.
And the jury.
No. Causing a mess. Throwing things around the office.
What did you like today's game?
Yeah, it was exactly kind of what I said it was going to be on the pregame show. Like it didn't get tied into the 8th, but it went into the bottom of the 7th or in the 7th. And I said, like, it's not going to feel like an intense game, but then we're going to button up and be like, whoa,
Yeah, this game's kind of close.
this game's kind of close.
It kind of didn't have that. I mean, after 20 innings of watching the Rangers not hit, with 2 innings left to go,
but when
with
they
Chad
pinch
and
hit,
Chappie.
when they pinch hit Gio, it's like, you better cut. We got to do something here, and they did.
A little bit. Yeah, Texas, final statements on them.
A lot of base running mistakes.
Little bit of stink. Oh, my God. It's kind of unreal how bad the Yanks have been on the bases. And, like, guys that shouldn't be aggressive on the bases.
They weren't even being aggressive. They
all.
just weren't being, like Ford just rounded third because he didn't think that people would try to take advantage of him rounding third. And Gio just rounded second. Just not following the play, really. Like, they weren't trying to go to the next base. They just thought no one was paying attention to them.
Right. I mean, I think the word aggressive can still tie into that because, like, Mike Ford can be like, hey, just get to third, man, because you're not going home no matter what happens. Gio, yeah, just got a little far. It looked like he kind of got back. So I don't know. It's the base running continues to be a bad thing. The pitching, pretty incredible. 9 innings pitch. 7 Ks. Only 1 walk. So, yeah, I mean, for a Texas Ranger fan, the last 2 days have been miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They haven't really been tuning in, though. I mean,
All 3.
they gave away bobbleheads to a guy who only threw 18 pitches. Send those to another place. repaint their face. Didn't the Yankees do that once? Didn't they have that was a story. They had a bobblehead of a guy, and then they just, or you know who told us that?
Can't be right.
You know who told us that? When we went to winter meetings in San Diego and we walked around the event center with all the merch, the bobblehead guy talked to us, and he told us that sometimes they just have like generic white man bobbleheads, and they just repaint the numbers if the team. He told us that because we looked at it and we're like, this doesn't look anything
That makes
like
a little more sense.
Gardy. And they're like, well, that was originally Jeter, but we had to pivot to Gardy, stuff like that. So
That makes a little more sense because I was going to say to repaint the faces seems like a while, but if you just have to go on the back with a number, that's pretty
When we talked to
doable.
the bobblehead guy, he told us that.
Always talking to the bobblehead guy.
He was a nice guy. Not as nice as the blow-up blimp guy. Remember that guy talked our ear off?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he liked us.
He was the king of New York. We should find that guy.
He was the king of New York. He made the something for the 1996 parade for the Yankees.
Yeah.
Like a giant like Yankees hat float or something crazy like that. No, it was a huge jersey. It was a
Yeah.
huge
Inflatable jersey.
that they put on a roof in
People
right
listening
field.
probably have a picture with it.
Yeah, it was at the parade a huge like paper mache inflatable jersey. That guy. He was the king of New York. You're right.
Still is.
Good job by you burning the games. Good job by the Yankees winning the games. Good job by Dugout Mugs sponsoring the podcast and giving all of our listeners 35% off on MLB Dugout Mugs, wind-up, season openers, and knob shots. First 500 orders that use the code YANKS get 35% off. And if you wanted to be real cool about it, you could get our logo,
Wow.
a Talkin' Yanks Dugout Mug. If you're a listener to Talkin' Baseball, too. I mean, you can even customize it and make it say Jake sucks or something truthful like that.
The next time, picture this. You meet someone in your everyday life who's a Yankees fan, and you're like, oh, you like talking Yanks? And they're like, yeah, I like talking Yanks. You listen? And they're like, oh, okay. And they're like, who's a bigger talking Yanks fan? And you're like, well, I don't know. I have this dugout mug in my back pocket with the Talkin' Yanks logo on it. Does that make me a fan? You just won.
You just won the game. So that's what you can do if you use code YANKS.
And they have like
Dugout
Judge.
mugs.
If you like Aaron Judge, you could get one of those. But I would look at the Talkin' Yanks one.
Look at the Talkin' Yanks one, yeah. What's your mug say?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Talkin' Yanks.
Oh, just like the dugout mug that they can buy.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. Good stuff. Thanks, Dugout Mugs, for that. Next up,
Jomboy Media Bugs.
awards.
Pride of the Yankees.
Pride of the Yankees. Yeah.
It is Thursday, and Jake Storielli is a known heathen. So you have the first pick.
What was that setup?
I played the soundbite,
Yeah.
and then I said you have the first pick.
That was it.
That's all I remember.
Okay. That's what you remember. Jim, I'm not going to fall for your plastic hand ways. That's good for the podcast only. I'm going with Corey Kluber.
For real.
Yeah.
I thought you may.
Yeah.
Sucker pick.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It really is. I walked right into
Yeah.
it. Walked right into it. Jim,
Yes.
I was going to do kind of the Jakey, like, you know, you guys are real Yankee fans. I don't have to give you the whole speech. I'm going to give you the whole speech. Corey
Whole
Kluber.
speech incoming.
Corey Kluber signs with the Yankees. And you found out about that via me. Whoops.
Yeah.
I broke that on Twitter.
So you're taking credit, a little bit of credit for the Yankee no-hitter being thrown by Corey Kluber.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, Kluber signs. We have a lot of talks about it. It's a controversial signing to a degree. We say it's Cash's like riskiest signing he's had in a little while. Riskiest 1 year signing. That's
Yeah.
kind of, we went through that, and it's kind of the winner. Dude hadn't pitched in a couple years. There's Cressy connections, which we didn't know to spin as a good thing or a bad thing. We kind of leaned bad thing because it was obviously Cressy's going to bet on himself. Corey Kluber in spring training doesn't look too impressive, and you're not sure what to do with it for a guy that hasn't pitched in like any competitive baseball games in 2 to 3 years. He comes out, he kind of has a blah start to the season. And we're hoping, you know, there's some signs. We see a clue ball here and there. We're trying to get excited for Corey. Then he reels off a couple good starts. Tigers, Orioles. A big boy start. 8 innings, shutty. But we're like, man, those Tigers were awful. So we're a little nervous. Then his last start is the Orioles again, and he 6 innings, 4 earned runs. His 5 innings, 4 earned runs. He comes out for that final inning. It was nice. And on the pregame show, kind of discussed, it was either, if Corey Kluber bounced back and has a nice day, his season is going to look really good, and that's kind of that's what a stud pitcher does. They're going to have bad days, but they bounce back, and they look good. Or if Corey Kluber pitched bad, and I know I said this, it's like, okay, we're kind of going to be at the drawing board. Were his good starts only against terrible teams? Where are we at with Kluber? He goes out, he drops it all over Texas, no hitter, a team that traded for him, he threw 1 inning for, and then was out again. People questioning his career, people questioning if he still has it, on a day where the opposing team is giving out bobbleheads of himself, kind of, which is always the weird notes that tie to this no-hitter are beautiful. The opposing team giving out his bobblehead. Ryan Lamar being the starting right fielder. Awesome for Corey Kluber.
Kluber not smiling at all.
No, he can't. He doesn't know how. Awesome for the Higster. But Corey Kluber, have your day. And, we said this is going to lead into a lot of conversations. Man, if Corey Kluber is this guy, which we haven't been able to truly have this conversation, probably until today, if that dude is a 2 pitcher for us, that changes the outlook of the Yankee season. And thank you for letting us dream that, Corey. Congrats, dude.
The pride of the Yankees.
Good pride?
Forced your hand.
A little bit.
You had to do it.
Yeah.
If I got to be the first pick, I would have not taken him.
You would have forced my
to
hand.
double,
I know that.
To double force your
I
hand.
know your moves.
To double force your hand. That's what I would have done. The T-shirts are up, and they're cool.
T-shirts are really cool. We, you guys know we like to peel back the curtain for you. You should have seen the brainstorm sesh that me, Jim, and graphic designer Matt were having for Kluber shirts. You had some fire ones that seemingly got looked over.
Yeah, it felt like everyone just took mine as a joke.
I think at one point you said the date and Texas Rangers didn't have any hits.
I don't know. That sounds worse than what I probably said.
Okay.
Because I probably gave really good options.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of puns. It was kind of tough. So shout out to our graphic designer, Matt. He made absolutely flame emoji shirts.
I said all Klubass, no hit breaks.
Yeah, I don't know what that is still.
I think it's all gas, no brakes, but...
All Klubass is all gas, no brakes?
Yep.
Holy smokes.
And then I said...
I just straight skipped that one because I was like, I hope that's an error.
Well, it was.
No, it's good. That's good now. Now that I know.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been a zero seller. And then I said, on this date in 2021, the team from Texas did not get a hit.
Yeah.
And then the date, real big.
Giant date shirt.
Giant date shirt. And then little tiny, it's almost looks like an underline.
Asterisk.
But if you get real close to the person's body, you can see it. I said, can they hit it? And then no.
Yeah.
That was another good one. And then I said, just put the Rangers box score really big. And
I said, welcome to the club spelled with a K. And we were like, that's
yeah, we all agreed that was the lamest one.
It's kind of usable, but it's just not us at all. And there's nothing you could really put at it, but graphic designer Matt ended up killing it with a robot pitching. That's the Klubot and nobody else.
Yes.
Are you excited, Jim?
About what?
Corey Kluber.
More than I was at the start of the season.
Sure.
100%. Yes.
That's good.
A lot of people were tweeting at me well, you think it's, and you were, or you thinking that this proves my weariness, which it doesn't.
Right.
It's if he allowed 2 hits, you wouldn't have been saying this. A no-hitter is very cool for Corey Kluber, the individual, and Kyle Higashioka, the individual.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of reactions out there that I thought I was like, you're faking that. Because, like I told you, if Tanaka was the one getting no hitter.
Right.
If Severino was, if CeCe was, if Monty was, I think I would have been jumping up and down and hard on the line. But like, I have zero attachment to Corey Kluber. He's a 1-year Yankee and a mercenary. I'm very happy for him as a person.
Right.
But like, compared to like David Cones or even Wells, like it's not really. This doesn't hit a soft spot for me. I'm just happy for the human being Corey Kluber.
Well, and let me bring you to the soft spot with BBD, and I know Sam talked about this in the office today. This is...
I told you I was genuinely more excited for Higgy.
Right. We're over that. This is this generation's like first Yankee no-hitter. BBD was 2 years old during David Cone.
You were in New York City when David Cone threw his no-hitter.
I was.
You have memories of it.
There was a buzz in the city. But,
that makes sense then.
So yeah, like
that makes
Sam
sense, then.
was like super excited this morning. BBD was like, "Yeah, I'm same age, same thing."
2 months older than me.
That makes sense then. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's so. I think some of that is very genuine that I didn't process because we were kind of in the sweet like we got David Wells and we kind of knew what it was, but it's David Wells, and so then when Coney happened. Like, that was pretty,
it was very exciting,
So, yeah, I think that was part of it I missed coming into today that I
That makes
really
more
expect.
sense then. That makes more sense then.
It's their first no-hitter they saw in, like, a Yankee throw.
Also, it's the 6th this year, so I already publicly announced that I was over no-hitters.
Yeah.
And I am.
That day.
Unless another Yankee does it.
Right.
But I would have been... If it was a Yankee, I would have been.
You would have felt it a little more.
A lot of people were saying they were like anxious, like stomach churning. Like we were live for it. I didn't have any of that.
This was the 9th time we've seen Corey Kluber.
Yeah.
I get that part. I guess what I was saying, I mean, he's pitching well. Like, that wasn't the only start now. Like, if you look at his game log and you consider the build-up, like, Kluber's been good.
Really good. He's on a great path.
Which we didn't know pitching-wise. I know your concern's mostly tied to health, but you also had pretty significant concerns about pitching ability, and he's been pitching well.
I'm excited. He's a great number 2 right now. I've said from the start, if he's not the number 2 in the postseason, I don't think it's worth $10 million when we were only spending so much money. And I don't know. Like, for me to be like, well, now it's worth the $10 million would kind of be lying to everyone just to try and fit into Yankees, like, hearts.
Oh,
that's
more than a fair statement.
But I said from the beginning of the season, if he's not the number 2 in the playoffs, I think it's a waste of $10 million.
Right.
We got to feel better about the odds.
The odds are much better. The odds went from, like, 5% to, like, 75%. Like, my odds are way more improved on that.
Yeah.
The Rangers have been no hit before.
Right.
So, like, I wish you got to start against the White Sox, and then I'm excited when the Red Sox come to town, and I'm excited when we see the Blue Jays again.
And the roller coaster this season will come back.
And the A's, and the Astros again. Like, I'm excited to start facing good lineups again.
In his last 5, and this is also when he made the switch to Higgy, which obviously we know there's mixed feelings about that, but since they switched to Higgy, 5 starts. The Yankees are 5-0, Corey's 4-0. 35.1 innings, a 1.78 ERA. Opponents are hitting 171. Baltimore, Detroit, Washington, Baltimore, Texas. So not the elite in the American League. Nats are the NL. Shut up. That's your thought. Corey's been doing well. That's good.
Yeah. Someone asked if I would have been more excited if it was Cole, and yes, because he's going to be here for 10 years. Corey Kluber's not going to come back next year. All likelihood.
Corey
and
Kluber
in 5 years we'll be like, oh yeah, remember that year? It's kind of gonna be like Brandon McCarthy or Freddie Garcia, where you're like, oh yeah, Freddie Garcia was a Yankee for 1 year. He had a really good season.
I think
or Bartolo Colon, as I'm trying to say, because they re-signed Freddie.
Freddie came back.
I think the expectations of this season, you're right. I mean, it does leave little gray area. Like, if he pitches really good this season, and this was a question I asked you before the season because I was interested, if Kluber had like a really good regular season, but he wasn't a part of the postseason, was it worth it? And I don't know. It would have to be really good, and like you'd have to have saved the other pitchers a lot of innings, and they look good. But yeah, I mean, Corey Kluber, those names you mentioned.
If he's not a playoff pitcher?
Well, let me finish. Those names you mentioned, if Corey Kluber goes out this year and is special in the playoffs, I think he kind of goes in a different tier of
For
kind of
sure.
Yankees lore.
100%.
Yeah, than the other guys you mentioned.
Yes, he would need to do that. But that's what I said from the start. I'm not really changing.
No.
I'm being very true to what I've been saying this whole time. Like in 6 years, you're like, who was the last pitcher to throw a no-hitter? I'm like, oh yeah, Kluber was a Yankee. That's what it's going to feel like.
You're going to have those memories on the float with him, man.
Unless that happens. That's true. Unless that happens.
Who's your pride?
My pride is Gio Urshela.
Oh!
Gio Urshela is like the best high-leverage Yankee or player in baseball right now. I forget.
Yeah.
I think James Smythe tweeted out. Gio Urshela is now hitting .406, 13 for 32 in high leverage spots this season, the best in the American League. He's been automatic when the game's on the line or you need a big hit. And he does it again in this game to win the series. I don't like the getting out on the base paths that much at all. But he's been sliding over to shortstop with Glaber out.
Pretty casually.
Which is pretty casually. And like, I don't know if he's made spectacular plays. I really don't have the magnifying glass on the balls hit his way, but he's made the route. Like, he hasn't been, I don't feel like I've ever thought, oh,
yeah,
I wish Glaber was there. Or, oh, well, he's not a short. Like, I never thought like, oh, well, he's not a shortstop, so it's okay. I don't even think we felt that way.
No, I think there was like one single up the middle where I was like, I do think a traditional shortstop would have been closer. I don't think they would have even gotten it, but I was just like, oh, Gio's kind of far from that. Twice he's done the whirly bird double play, and that's like his signature move.
Done the cool double plays. And I think any plays we maybe would have thought, like maybe a traditional shortstop gets there. We're not saying our starting shortstop gets there necessarily. Not that Glaber's been an issue, but.
So, Gio's stats on the series aren't amazing, really, at all. But when he got a hit, they counted. And he got that big pinch hit. I mean, pinch hitting's hard.
Pinch hitting ain't easy. And yeah, this was, Gio.
He won the series with the bat, offensively.
Judge pinch hitting in this game felt like the Yankees analytics team doing their Mr. Burns in their office. Like, yes, we've already split the series. Let's rest them. And if we have the opportunity, we can pinch hit them.
Which I like, because I think a couple years ago, they don't even do that.
Right. They just go pure rest.
So what do you went 1 for 1 today?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So in the month of May, he is 15 for 49. That is a batting average of .306.
I've seen people arguing on the internet that he's been better than Manny Machado.
Statistically, in some aspects, he has. If you got to butter knife him and not care about certain things.
Sure. Chop him up.
But yeah, Gio, man, he's getting to a point of clutchness. He's not close to the all-time clutch Yankees, but he's getting to a point of comfortability. Like, oh, Gio's up. Okay, he likes these moments, which I don't think that we have. Besides DJ, it was Judge is not there. You like that he's in the box, but it's not amazing. It's not like I'm not comparing anyone on the roster to the feeling.
Stanton is either on or he's off.
It's not a moment, though.
It's
Whether
not like
he's hot or cold.
Gio's kind of
like if Gio's not hitting this year, you could still in that moment be like, I think he can fight battle.
Yeah.
You know?
Put a bat together. Kid.
Yeah. He's not on the, all-time clutch guys, I think, in our generation. Bernie, Matsui, Jeter. No one's there on this current team. But DJ, I think the last couple of years has kind of been there.
Greg Sanderson
with 2 Gs, yeah. Bookends.
Yeah. Sanders song. People say that all the time.
No.
Yeah.
The magazine or humans?
That's not a joke. Gio gets your pride?
Yep.
Brutal.
For who?
Kind of Higgy.
What did Higgy do?
Caught a no-no.
Oh.
You're a catcher.
Yeah. But
By
I love
Trey.
Higgy. I DM'd him. I said, your name's in history. Congrats.
That's what you said?
Something like that. It is cool.
It's pretty cool.
Like
Everyone-
Higgy's name goes somewhere in the Hall of Fame log right now. Or like in the record books.
Yeah.
He wasn't on a trajectory to do that. I mean, that's not an insult. 98% of players aren't.
Wasn't a
When
full,
you catch-
wasn't a full-time big leaguer till 30.
Catch the final pitch in the World Series. People remember that.
I don't think you go on the record
Tribute to Tierra.
logs.
You know? Which record logs were you looking at?
No hitter log in the Hall of Fame.
It's a good one.
It'll have
I was
his
looking
name.
at final catcher logs in the Hall of Fame.
Final catcher World Series logs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone wonders what they do with the ball a lot of times.
Not if Charlie Hayes catches last out.
Not if Charlie Hayes caught it.
He ate it.
Minkiewicz
He
tried to keep it.
He did.
He did keep it.
He switched it out. He hot swapped it.
Oh, this is the ball.
Yeah. It's a pair.
Matching set.
You just mailed the Baseball Hall of Fame a pair.
Next award.
You Yankee motherfucker.
Holy
Doug.
smokes.
We got the package,
Yeah.
but it's a pair. And it looks like you drew laces on it with red Sharpie
I don't want to
and
step.
took a bite.
I don't want to step on your toes because I know you want Ryan Lamar.
Why would I do that? That'd be the meanest thing in the world.
Yeah, dude, that's kind of what everyone's thinking. That's pretty messed up. Dude got hurt.
That's you're mean.
Why would you do that?
You're mean.
Your name is Yerman, son? I'm going to give it to Tyone. We, a fun little symmetry swap.
Oh, a fun little symmetry swap.
I think, coming into the season, if a lot of people had to place a bet on who was going to be the better pitcher this season, Tyone or Kluber, I think money would have been on Tyone.
Think so?
We got a lot of people that hit us up, like, pretty well-known beat writers and stuff who were like, I think Tyone's going to be the steal of the offseason. Like, people really like him. And, I think we got ourselves hyped up. He's also friend of the family, friend of the pod. And, he's been a little whoa lately. And just not ideal. 4.1, 4 earned, 3 strikeouts. It's tough.
Fine-tuning his stuff.
Yeah, I hope so. Hope it's still a slow build and he's,
A lot of Yankee fans I saw clamoring like, when's Severino going to get back to replace Tyone? It's like, hey, Sevy's coming back from the same injury as Tyone. You think that you're not going to give him the same leash to
Basically
have
the same amount of time missed.
like you missed Tommy John? You need like 20 starts before you get back into who you are. Tyone's at 10 right now, 9,
8.
He's had 8 starts since Tommy John. If you think if your hopes are that Sevy's going to come back and be a 6-inning dominant pitcher in his first 8 starts after Tommy John, you're kind of, I don't know. That's just like, understand. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, we've also seen Tyone have a couple pretty solid starts this year. So,
But I think Sevy would too. I think it's just the expectations.
every
different.
pitcher's different. I think there's been, because I know you and I have gone back and forth on that a little bit. There have some people that have said that some more of the recent Tommy John pitchers, that time cycle's been a little shorter, and everybody's different. But, if Tyone's going to be out there, I think we expect more than 4.1 foreign runs against a Texas team that the next 2 guys embarrassed for 9 innings.
100%. I'm just saying I don't think Sevy is the instant solution that people are saying he will be.
We'll see.
We'll see. Davey, you want to do 6 start, but I mean, just let Tyone keep going.
Yeah, I
Yanks
mean,
are winning.
that's the more important thing. Like, Tyone's not coming out of the rotation.
Is 8 starts.
And that's where you should be yelling at those people. Like, Tyone's staying in the rotation. He's a guy that the Yankees value and is going to be here next year.
So you're going to get a start at home? I think he's been good at home, right?
Yeah, I think the road numbers have been pretty bad. I think he's going to be final game versus the White Sox unless they do funny business season. Yeah, he's lined up to be the last
Monty
one.
Cole, Tyone versus the White Sox.
I wonder...
Unless they want to push him back, they bring Davey up versus the White Sox. That'd be fun.
If you could sneak a Davey day in, there's an off day, so you could get guys some extra rest, but sometimes pitchers don't like extra rest, so we'll see. Right now he's lined up for Sunday. I'd expect to see him there.
Cool.
Who's your Yankee MFer?
Garrett Cole.
Oh.
I don't think he's going to be able to be in the running for MFer, and I don't want Cole looking at the final log and be like, oh, so you guys just sugarcoat around me? You won't come at me straight? It's like, well, when Kluber and Herman shut down the White Sox or the Rangers,
Yeah.
I expect you to do that as well, Cole.
Yeah.
And you didn't. And it was the first game of the series, and you're supposed to be an automatic win. So, I mean, it's, we'll move on, and he'll be probably, maybe, hopefully the only MFer he gets all season.
Could.
But, got to shoot it straight here. I wanted him to pitch good in game 1 and set a tone. He didn't.
He set the perfect tone. He set the tone. The guys, I can't do this every time. You guys,
It's not just going to be me out there.
You guys need to win these next 3 games. And they did. That's leadership.
Yeah. Leadership of an MFer.
I'm going to make this terrible team look good for 6 innings.
Set him up. We'll rope-a-dope.
What are you thinking, BB?
My math's right. Second ever MFer for Garrett Cole.
My God.
You got one last year?
That Braves start last year where he got just homer fest. I think it was a day game we were here.
So hopefully only gets one this year again.
What?
But that
Maybe
Sean
two.
H.
It was a short season.
Sean H. in the chat
Yeah.
says taking the one chance to nag the hot girl, and it's like, yeah,
Whoa.
just gotta let you Cole. I'm not just like gonna
Short guy
butter
stuff.
your toast every day. Oh, I'm not gonna give Cole a motherfucker because he's the best pitcher in baseball and he's been really good this season. No, have a bad game. Gotta go.
Who's saying not? Yeah.
You
No.
and a bunch of people.
He deserved it. He's clear number 2.
Yeah. Thanks, people. Regular old awards. And these are brought to you by our good friends at DraftKings. It's playoff times, big stakes, bigger promotions. Jesse Caulfield here. It's
No.
time to hammer the over and score some cash. DraftKings Sportsbook is giving you a chance to lower the over-under on a featured playoff game. You know what you should have done? You should have bet on the Yankees.
Yeah.
Because all the big money was on the Yankees. Like 83% of the money was on the Yankees at the DraftKings Sportsbook. It's crazy. In that Cole game, too. And then they were all on the over on game 2. Whatever. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code JOMBOY when you sign up to hammer the over. For every 1,500 people that bet the over in the featured game, the line will decrease by 1 point. So more people hammer the over, Jake. The line goes lower, which makes the over easier to win. So it's your chance to improve the odds of the over hitting. So tell your friends and family this is a team effort. Hammer the over and improve your odds of doubling your money. That's promo code JOMBOY for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania. Only restrictions apply. Maximum $25 wager. 1 per customer. Offer ends 5/23/21. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Indiana, 1-800-9-WITH-IT. Regular old awards. You get to go first here, Jake.
It's James.
You get to go first.
I hope you don't mind that I give out the Lucifer Award.
Don't mind. I mind.
You don't mind.
I mind.
Don't say what you're about to say.
Okay. Who gets the Lucifer Award?
No guesses.
Mike Ford?
Do you think there's people that listen to this and every time they say, are they going to do the no guess stuff?
No.
No. They all like it. It's not Mike Ford.
Good. Great. Albert Abreu.
No.
Well, how am I supposed to know then?
Tyler Wade.
Oh.
Tyler Wade. So no, not because we're handsome devils. It's not. Jim.
Yep.
Wade can be a little bit of a hellraiser on the bases.
Yeah.
Also not a part of this award.
Mm-hmm.
I'm lowering my number.
Of what's the number?
I've said for years, if Tyler Wade has an OPS in the 7s, that he's a starting MLB ball player.
Clever as the devil and twice as pretty.
Losing it. If Tyler Wade can have a 666 OPS or up,
Oh.
He's
No.
a major leaguer for 10 years, Jim.
No.
Jim, can I tell you about someone?
Can you? All right, tell me.
Can I tell you about someone?
Tell me. Tell me. We are each your own devil, and we make this world hell.
Billy Hamilton.
Yeah.
He's had a 9-year career. Currently on your White Sox.
Yeah.
A guy that's only been in the game for speed and defense. He has a career 620 OPS.
Yeah.
His highest OPS in a season was 648, and he played 152 games. Jim, if waiters, 666 means he's like bench, sub-in guy, but he has a career. 700, he's a starting player with how good his speed and his defense is. And man, he was playing a pretty nice right field for a dude that hasn't been out there. He used the legs. He can catch a fly ball, which has become a weird check mark for some of our outfielders. Was happy to see Wade get some run out there, and he's been slapping it around for a little bit. You can Jakey Butterknife his numbers that he's been good. So
2 caught stealing, 0 stolen bases on the year. Not good.
he'll get some. Stay above.
Billy Hamilton doesn't even steal anymore.
I know.
What's he doing?
The MLB nerds, that's their biggest gripe with La Russa is that he plays Billy Hamilton.
But if you're playing Billy Hamilton, he needs to steal every time he's on base.
Not for Tony.
Like in 2019, Billy Hamilton played in 119 games.
He just pinch ran.
He had 22. We had 316 at-bats.
It's a good amount.
He had 22 stolen bases.
Yeah.
That's nothing.
People don't steal anymore, man.
But that's his only asset.
He plays really good defense. That's kind of the other
He had
part
a
of this.
564 OPS that season.
I know.
He got 353 plate appearances, and he didn't even steal when he got on base.
He pinch runs. He plays defense. Like, that's it. There's roles for that guy. Good job, Tyler. And, dude, the big triple. And the conversation around the office today was, how old's Tyler Wade?
That was pretty funny.
Is he 27, 28? It's 26. So, like, if you want to start an underground Tyler Wade bandwagon, now's the time.
Well, dude, that was really funny for how much everyone has kind of written the book on Wade and said, like, nope, move on.
Yeah.
Judge was 25 when he broke out.
Yeah.
Luke Voigt
28.
was
27.
28 when he broke out, or 27. Gio Urshela was 27. So Wade is younger than all of when those guys broke out, which I don't know. I'm not trying to
Right.
I'm not really trying to sing Wade's praises or whatever. It's just it's a different way to look at it. Like, oh, maybe this guy should have just spent 3 more full years in the minors instead of doing the dance every now and then. But yeah, he's younger than like when Gio and Voigt broke out.
Sandino the
It's a
Great.
it's a weird way to look at it.
Sandino the Great, you're the best. Jim, it's a perfect way to describe it. If I told you that there was a 26-year-old on the team that plays almost every position, he's got world-class speed, and right now he's hitting 296, 345, and a 715 OPS, you'd be like, okay, I'll buy into that guy. You tell Yankees Twitter, Tyler Wade's doing that, and a lot of people are going to come at your neck. And the answer very much lies somewhere in the middle. I'm not starting a full Tyler Wade brigade, but that rhymes. I look like
DJ
him.
didn't have like a positive season. He played his first his first 1, 2, 3 full
Torres,
seasons.
you're on my side now.
DJ didn't have a positive season until he was 27, until he was like a plus player in the league. Aaron Hicks was 28 when he had his first plus season.
Nelson Cruz is 28 when he had his first full year.
That's
Mercedes
it's
talk
the
of
first
baseball
time
this week,
I've
2
looked
years
at it
older.
through this lens. I'm not saying that
Right.
Wade's going to become any of those players at all, but it is just like, maybe there is a little bit of time. I don't know.
It's a very long list of baseball players that figure it out, put it all together, 28, 27, 28.
Sport with
Maybe
a lot of
even
late
later.
bloomers. Ronald Torreyes this year. He's in 444, 1.0 OPS.
How many?
9 at bats, but it's early in the season.
Okay.
It's early in the season, but you know,
He's
guys
doing the
break
most with
out
the sample
late.
he's got.
Guys break out late.
So
Phillies
now,
infield.
so now you're on the Phillies infield bandwagon.
No,
Okay.
No.
Because now you're doing the Phillies
My
infield.
brain's been. Ron Torreyes is having a nice season.
No, he's not.
You didn't see what he did the other day.
Hear about that?
He had the big hit.
So
Keep it going, Tyler. Is he going to get a lot of run going forward? Who's coming back? Like Stan's coming back, and that's going to lock up the DH spot in 3 days.
I have a nothing. I will share it for you off air because it's genuinely something I don't want to be saying onto a mic.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
No, you don't.
Okay.
You don't.
Okay.
But Wade should be getting some run. But maybe not because
Who comes back? Does anyone come back versus the White Sox? Stan comes back the next series.
when Stan comes back, Ford leaves.
Ford leaves.
Which is
Stan
my
locks-
next award, Cockroach Award.
Yeah. Oh, David.
Oh, that's fair. We've done this award before.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you
And
got to go
he-
back
he
to
did.
2018, the Cockroach Award.
He did.
And it used to be like
Luis
Luis
Sessa.
Sessa's
Yeah.
award.
Yeah.
So, for those that weren't paying attention or didn't tune into the pregame shows, let me tell you a little bit about the roster moves. Rugi is coming back. Odor's coming back for game 2 or game 3. No. The Glaber is coming back for game 2
Right.
or
Rugi-
3.
Glaber comes back game 2. He flies in that first night, but they're
Yeah.
already playing when he got cleared.
Yeah.
So Glaber's going to get activated. We're assuming Mike Ford is going to be off the team.
Yes. So Glaber's going to get activated for game 3. So they play Mike Ford game 2. Say, well, he's going to be off the roster tomorrow. We might as well get some at-bats out of him. That's how the Yankees think about these things.
Yeah, the first move there is Odor,
Yeah.
because Glaber should have been for Voigt,
Yeah.
or for Ford,
Yeah.
but Odor
Yeah.
goes on paternity leave for one night.
The next day. So since Odor goes on paternity leave for one day,
Yeah.
Mike Ford does not get sent back down to AAA. He stays on the roster because Odor goes on paternity leave. So now he bought himself one more day.
Yeah.
But Odor's going to come back from paternity leave, and that means Mike Ford's going to get sent down to the minor leagues. What happens? Ryan Lamar pulls his hamstring. So now Mike Ford buys himself another day, gets another start, puts one to the warning track in game 4 here. So like twice in a row, the Yankees were like, we are sending Mike Ford down after the game today. And then Odor had a baby, and Lamar pulled his hamstring, and the cockroach is impossible to kill. And now we're waiting on Stanton. Now it'll be when Stanton comes back, Ford will go to AAA. Because Andujar's a starting left fielder.
Yeah.
And Wade is now the multiple infield and outfield guy. Guardy's the starting center fielder. Judge will be in right field. Stan will DH. And I mean, or Clint goes to the IL when Stanton comes back and Ford stays.
Survives. That's good. That's good.
Man.
Hey, and 40 had a nice day at the office, and we were pretty tough on him in the pregame show. So good for you, 40.
Yeah, I mean, we were tough on him because he was
Deservedly.
tough. Like 1 for his last 70.
Very fair.
Yeah. So he gets the Cockroach Award.
Good for you, 40.
Do you have any? Could you find when I gave the Cockroach Award out?
I did a quick search and didn't find it, but it could have been before official records were kept.
Maybe.
Sessa.
It was when Sessa had no options and
Yeah.
was just riding the line.
I remembered Sessa. We both could have cockroached him.
And then I think not Garrett Cole. I think AJ Cole
AJ
might have
Cole
got it at
coulda
one point as well,
cockroached.
and then Shreve I think might have got it as well because is everyone that had no options but was just riding that.
Just surviving.
Yeah.
Survive. Good award,
Thank you.
James. Good award, James. I'm going with the Incognito Award.
Incognito.
Incognito.
Chad.
Close. I really wanted to give Chad one, but I did not.
Johnny.
Close, but I really want to give Chad one.
Wandy.
It's not as close, maybe, as I've been depicting.
Okay. Who is it?
Domingo Herman.
How is that close to Chad?
Pitch for the same team. A lot of people would consider that very similar.
Ride the same planes.
Always. Often.
Mm-hmm.
Jim, Corey Kluber, no-hitter. You do the breakdown. I do the burn. Everyone's talking about it. Chris Rose rotation. He's sad, former Cleveland guy. His team doesn't pay anyone. Kluber's the story. We do a whole thing on it. What does it change? He's good. That's cool. We like that. Jim Mingo comes out the next day, same Texas Rangers. Like a fool, he gives up 6 hits. On the year, he is now 4-2, a 3.05 ERA. After a couple pretty blessed starts. No walks today. And I think because of Kluber's performance and because the Yankees still want to keep him under the radar, Domingo stays under the radar in incognito mode. So good for Mingo, man. Another really good start.
Do you hear about his changeup?
What did you hear?
So you didn't hear?
I didn't hear.
I can't believe you didn't hear about this. He was throwing it.
If you don't have more than that, it's fair for me to be slightly mad at you.
He was throwing his changeup today. No, he generated he threw his changeup more than any other pitch, and he generated a lot. It was fucking Curry had a good tweet about it, I believe. I think it was Curry, or maybe Curry just said it on the post game. Something about the most he's relied on his changeup ever. Here it is. Herman threw a career-high 26 changeups, and batters were 2 for 10 off the pitch. It was his get-me-out-of-trouble pitch. And, Blake's changes. People have been talking about that.
Blake's changes.
Blake's changes.
Hi, and welcome to Blake's changes.
Well, in the Blake's changes, we're going to be talking about grips, releases, and when's the best opportunity to use your changeup.
Well, in Blake's changes, my name's Blake.
Yeah. Today we're going to be talking about changes you can make on the mound.
That's good.
And in your mental game.
That's my final award.
Imagine if you did an SNL parody skit of Matt Blake and no one got it at all. And then Matt Blake was like, what? That, I don't have that accent.
It wasn't that cool.
I don't have
at all.
I don't have facial hair. And what is this?
Just got a nice text from my mom.
What'd she say? I just got a DM from Higgy.
She said, can't wait till I see you.
Higgy said, thanks, John Boy. Appreciate it.
Wow.
Your mom out of blue. Can't wait till I see you.
Can't wait to see you. I mean, I'm seeing her next weekend for Memorial Day.
So not this weekend.
No. But
she's
that's a mom.
She's really excited.
That's an excited mama.
Wow. She's counting down the days.
I'm going to text her back.
Say, it's still a little too far away for this, Mom.
XOXOXO.
Text me next week.
XO.
It'll be closer.
That'd confuse her.
Just send her a picture of your face.
Probably lead to a new conversation.
Okay. About
What's
days.
your final award?
Oh, you're just rushing me now.
I wouldn't say that.
I want to do a repeat award again.
Okay.
9 o'clock on a Saturday award.
9 o'clock on Saturday. Brett?
Yeah. Can I tell you a little something?
Love him.
Hicks is hurt.
Yep.
Lamar pulls his hamstring.
Yep.
Talkman got traded.
See ya.
Wade is around.
Guardy.
Hey, who's the one center fielder on the Yankees?
So, I love the award.
We got to find the original tweet that whoever that kid is that sent it to you and said a piano could fall on Brett Gardner and he'd be the center fielder for the Yankees tomorrow. So we've been calling him the piano man.
Make it a shirt.
And look where we are.
Oh, Brett Gardner sitting at a piano. Put that on a shirt.
Or him just it's like it's him carrying a piano, like a moving man, how they strap it to their back sometimes.
I like that.
And he's carrying a piano in
tell
center
Matt.
field.
Matt's going to be so excited to hear this after last night.
Yeah. Can you draw Brett Gardner carrying a piano, please?
Brett Gardner carrying.
Brett Gardner on this series had a 357 batting average, a 438 on base percentage, 5 hits, had a triple, was very excited for Wade's triple.
Proud, like big bro stuff.
I made a voiceover for that, but I didn't post it because it was funny because it was just Gardy going, boom, 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 yeah, you did. I thought it was really
That's
funny.
really good.
But I didn't post it because I was very high and a little bit like, I don't know if this is worth it.
Still can.
Yeah, I might still have the audio somewhere. Let's see what I have on this computer.
Yeah, Jim, I always love a throwback award. It would have been good. I think there could have been something to looking left and looking right and just being like, what the hell? Andujar and Wade today, Andujar and Clint. Like, what the hell is going on out here? I can still run, but I can't cover the whole thing. Gardy's the man. I said it before. I'll say it again. Well, we've said this. Gardy gets hot. Like, there's stats that back that up. Gardy's a hot and cold hitter. And he, knock on a little wood. He's strung a couple games together. He's going to be playing every day. And the thing that I wanted to track coming into the season is that, I think we said on Gardy's PPP, it was what outfielder is going to play the most games. So after today, Judge got his pinch hit, so maybe we'll check out starts. Maybe we won't. Judge has 41. Clint has 36. Gardy has 34. So if Clint is hurt, which he's getting looked at tomorrow, he's going to pass Clint. And Judgy's in his way. Oh, no, Judge. Don't beat Brett by playing 145 games. That'd suck.
So game started, Gardy's at 31. How much does that change from games played?
After today, he has 34.
So then 32 after today. Judge is at
41 games after today, but he didn't start today.
44 minus 6. What's that? 38? 38.
Sure is.
38 games started for
Nice.
Judge. So and Brett's at 32?
I think so.
Brett will beat him.
Could. I could.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's one center fielder left
no-
on the fucking
know what
roster.
we can do?
It's Brett Gardner.
Wait, were you taking out DH starts? Because if you do that, Gardy might be there.
I will right now. So I'm going to count Judge DH starts. 1,
Yeah,
2,
series.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 38 minus 7.
It's 31.
And
Gardy's
Gardy's at 32?
32.
So Gardy's had the most starts in the outfield this season?
Clint might still have Clint has
Clint hasn't gotten a DH day.
Clint has 33 starts in the outfield. So Gardy's one game behind, and Clint is getting checked at a neck doctor tomorrow.
I have it 33. That's what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, in 2 days, Gardy will pass him.
Have the most.
I mean, they have
outfield
no
starts.
more. They have no other center fielder left. Lamar got hurt.
Wade.
Yeah, and they're not really going to start him that much. Like, it's Gardy is this once again. Hey, do you see how valuable being able to play center field is? Man, what are they going to do?
I guess that's something to watch for next series. If a game becomes a blowout either direction, I bet the Yankees are going to try to get Wade at center at some point, right?
Remember when they started Judge at center at the Trop that one game? Like 2018?
Judge.
Was that
at
the
center.
I thought it was in Toronto.
It was on turf,
Ooh,
so
I
it
like
might have been
that. I think-
Toronto.
It was like the
That might
first
be
series of the
Beach.
year, and it was like already.
Yes, it was it was like very early.
He had one center field start in 2018.
Yep, third game of the series at Toronto. Neil Walker led off as the DH.
That's his only center field action, by the way,
Yeah.
in the majors.
Oh my God, the lineup for that game:
Here we
Neil
go.
Walker leading off DHing, Judge in center field, Stanton in right field, Didi at shortstop, Gary catching, Drury at third base, McKinney in left field, Tyler Austin at first base, Tyler Wade at second base.
We got 9. Who wants it?
That's wild. Yeah, so, I mean, 9 o'clock on a Saturday, the Piano Man Guardy's there.
Just is, man.
Well, are they going to call someone up? Like Ambergy
just-
or Allen or
I know they called up Lamar instead of Greg Allen because Allen was hurt at the time.
Florial, but that doesn't seem smart.
So
They want to let Florial run.
luckily, I just had Jamie Jarrett, who interacts with us a lot. She just liked my tweet attached to it. It was from Jeremy at ProGenerator09 on September 4th, 2020. We could drop a piano on Gardner, and he'd still be the starting left fielder.
Fayu says that someone says that Coney said the piano thing first.
No, Coney got that from us.
Yeah.
Coney got that from him that I tried to amplify because it made me laugh out loud. Because it's fucking true. Year in, year out.
It's wild. Is that the end of the awards?
It is.
I think that's the end of the awards. I think...
What do we miss? Andujar's the starting left fielder.
Yeah, I wonder if Wade starts to battle him a little bit. He showed he can catch fly balls, and he's been... I wonder if they do a little...
Until Stanton's back, Judge is just going to DH, and it's going to be Andujar in left and Wade in right and Gardner in center.
You think so? You don't think they're going to give him a day in right?
1 out of the 3?
Yeah.
How else are you going to do it? Unless they DH Gary and play Higgy for Cole.
Can do that.
So there you go.
You can also
Guess
do a
if Clint's
DH Voigt
okay.
day. Like they can
can
rotate
DH Voigt.
they can rotate the DH spot.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, even hell, put Glaber at DH for a day and play Wade at short. Like
Yeah.
hopefully they do that.
So Wade plays all 3 games so they can DH someone. Like they DH Judge, Wade's in right.
Yeah.
They DH Glaber, Wade's at short.
They'll probably play
DH
forward one day or something.
They DH Voigt, Wade's at second.
Yeah. Yeah, Tyler Wade should play this upcoming series.
They'll probably. I mean, we're
Ford will find a way.
not.
He always does. Who else?
What did Andujar do?
Bullpen good. Chad Loizaga.
Odor comes back and does stuff. Gets hit in the belly.
Andujar 3 for 11. But
Two
they
s-
were just like 3 firm.
They were
singles,
hits.
which
They were
felt
real
good.
hits, yeah.
yeah, which is kind of currently a win on this team.
So what did Andujar do in today's game? Do you know?
It was a 2-hit game in game 2. Today's game, he went 1 for 4.
1 for 4.
So 6 for 23. His batting average is 260 in his last 6 games.
Kind of take that at this point.
Well, yeah. I mean, on the season, it's 150.
Yeah. Hey, we're going for recent hot streaks. Yeah, that's kind of it. Mike Ford 3 for 5. So yeah, he's definitely playing next series. Albert Abreu. I mentioned it after game 1, but kind of nice outing for him. That I don't know if that's a trade showcase outing or if that's get excited for next year, but I think it's a trade showcase. Didn't you mention someone that had one option that we traded? Like the Yankees have a little bit of a recent history of trading pitchers who have one option. Do we dream that?
I don't know.
Gallegos.
Gallegos.
Oh, yeah, he had an option.
Gallegos.
Gallegos.
Yeah, they partnered him with Shreve, so I was partnering Abreu with Wilson.
Right.
Given a guy they couldn't option with a guy they could.
Chad Wandy, and Johnny, the Greasers. Awesome. Chapman still hasn't given up a run. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think we're kind of where we like to land. We should talk about the White Sox a little bit. That's pretty exciting. 2 of the best teams in the AL linking up. White Sox have been in the media for all the wrong reasons because their manager's an old idiot.
Yeah, a lot of people don't listen to the pregame show, a lot of people listen to the pregame show, but there's a lot of people that listen to these episodes that don't tune into the pregame show. Right. You can tune in, but something I've been saying on pregame shows, and we will talk about it tomorrow on the pregame show, is that the White Sox crush lefties.
Yeah.
And it will be the toughest task that Monty has had this season.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this season, the White Sox have a 297 batting average, a 376 on base percentage, and an 862 OPS against left-handed pitchers. And it's all higher versus left-handed starters. It's a 309 batting average, a 393 on base, a 926 OPS as a team.
And it's not rocket science, people. Tim Anderson, righty. Jan Moncada, switch. Jose Abreu, right. Yermin Mercedes, right. Yasmani, switch. Vaughn, right. Madrigal, right. Like, those are a lot of right-handed hitters who can hit. So, yeah, it's going to be a tall task for Monte tomorrow. Interested to see how tomorrow's game plays out. Yanks do have a mostly fresh bullpen, and, it should feel like a competitive game back at the stadium. Two good teams. Cold day Saturday, so that's always fun. Then Keuchel Tyone on Sunday. Get to see Keuchel. Bane of the Yankees existence.
Yeah.
He's fun to watch pitch.
Yes.
He's been the bane of the Yankees' existence since 2014.
So last year, the Chicago White Sox as a team in the shortened season versus left-handed starting pitchers, they played 14 games. They won all 14. They were 14-0 versus lefty starters. This season, they are 9-2. So in the last 2 seasons, they are 23-2 when they face a left-handed starting pitcher. That's insane, man. It's Monty's toughest test. They crush lefties.
Yeah.
Not even just like, yeah, they're pretty good against lefties. Like, I wonder who the 2 lefties that beat them were, because they crush lefties. Isn't that nuts?
Wouldn't it be funny if the other lefties were bad? We're like, oh, they just hit bad AL Central lefties?
You mean all the other lefties are bad?
Yeah. We'll get research on it.
Well, I can find the 2 that 2 lefties that beat them.
Sure.
Maybe I can't. No, I can very easily. I can very easily. It is. It's recent. Okay. Oh, this might be their last 2. I'm in 2020 like a piece of shit.
Okay.
So, okay. A Kansas City lefty beat them like 5 games ago. That's good to know.
Minor? Or
It was
who's that, Duffy?
Minor.
Minor, okay.
Mike Minor, 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run. So that's one of the lefties that they've lost to. And the other is, let's see, they beat 2 Seattle lefties. Oh, my God, it might be Mike Minor again. Because that actually makes me less confident.
Right. Big money,
Mike
no
Minor.
worries.
The only lefty pitcher to beat the White Sox in the last 2 seasons is Mike Minor.
Yankees trade target, Mike Minor.
Jeez. Yeah, grab Mike Minor for the
White
playoffs.
Sox, the White Sox neutralizer.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right, that's the show. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. Appreciate you as always. Go Yanks. Tell them, Grams.
Go Yankees.
Thanks, Grandma.